Rates are at 7%. Let's talk about what happens next. Mortgage rates are at 7%. Sure, we're seeing some people get 6.875, sometimes a little higher. The last time we saw rates this high was back in October. And before that, it had been a very long time before rates even came close to 7%. So what we know is that the Fed plans on continuing to raise the key interest rate. There is right now just under a 70% chance, according to the CME Group's Market Watch tool, about what will happen at the next Fed meeting, that there will be at least a 25 basis point increase, and there could be a 50 basis point increase. So I don't see these rates coming down anytime soon. What we do know is that we're going to see rates go lower later in the year. So there's decisions to make for buyers and sellers right now. Some agents, they're going to tell you it's always a good time to buy or it's always a good time to sell. And I'm going to give you some real actual data and a process to navigate your experience to see what's going to make the most sense. So at 7%, we know that inventory is still very low in the greater Philadelphia area. We saw inventory decrease in the month of January. We don't have the February numbers yet, and we're still seeing many homes sell above the asking price with multiple offers and waived contingencies. So we're in a pretty interesting market where normally when you see rates go up, inventory goes up. That hasn't been the case yet. So how do you navigate this? If I'm a seller, I'm really clear that while inventory is still low, that's the best thing we have going right now as someone who's looking to help you sell your home, because you want to sell when there's not a lot of competition. There's still going to be over 4 million homes that sell this year. That's a lot of real estate sales. Not quite those peak numbers we saw back in 21 or in 2020, still very strong numbers. So homes will sell, buyers will buy, sellers will sell. And if I'm a seller, I'm looking at the best market condition for me is low inventory. Very simple. And that's what I'm going to lean on as we head into March, April, May, and June. I'd be moving to get my home on the market quicker to meet some of the demand that's out there, because there is ferocious demand. We see that with multiple offers and homes selling above the asking price. So that's the play for sellers right now. With buyers, it's a little different. I would never recommend any buyer stops their search entirely because of rates. Because when you have an inventory challenge, you're looking for a certain kind of home. That home may come on the market when other buyers pull out. And buyers will pull out at 7% rates because affordability is going to be higher. Historically, again, very low. So I'd be looking at a couple things. One, we've done videos on this in the past, a 2-1 buy down. If you don't know what a 2-1 buy down is, this is when you pay a lump sum upfront to buy down your interest rate 2% for the first 12 months and 1% for the second 12 months. So you pay upfront for a lower payment for the first 24 months. With the expectation rates could come down, a lot of people are predicting anywhere from 5.5% to 6.5% by the end of the year, and you have that ability to refinance down the road. It's not a guarantee. This may be a way for you to get comfortable or grow into your mortgage payment, because a lot of folks buy a home they're going to be in a long time. And with the current jobs climate, the chief economist for ZipRecruiter called it almost a too good to be true jobs report. If that's the case, then you have the ability to maybe lock in a lower payment long term, but you got something short term you can handle that fits your budget. And I'd be looking at that 2-1 buy down with a longer term eye on refinancing once rates come down a bit, because the predictions are they will come down. This is not a guarantee. This is not me saying marry the house, date the rate. You want to be comfortable with whatever your payment's going to be. The reality is it's going to take some time for inventory to come up. And if you're in a situation where you don't like living there and you want to buy a new home, that's the reason to buy. If you're in a place where you need more space, your kids don't get smaller, they only get bigger, they only need more space. So for all of those reasons, don't pull out of the game. Instead, talk to an agent who's going to give you the facts straight, like I'm giving them to you right now. This is what's going to be the way to best serve clients. And if your agent's telling you some hokey sales language, like it's still a good time to buy or it's still a good time to sell, they've got to back it up with actual data. So I'd be questioning them on market predictions, where inventory is, rate predictions. Make sure your agent understands all that, because then you can make a really well-informed decision. People will transact. So all the sellers out there worrying the buyers are going to pull out, there are buyers out there. All the buyers out there that sellers are going to pull out, they have that worry. There are homes coming to the market, It's critical more than ever that your agent can actually answer market questions and give you information. Maybe have a couple lenders they refer you to. Maybe have a couple different strategies and you go through the pros and cons of each. That's what a great agent's going to do today. And if your agent can't articulate that to you, then it might be time to interview a second one.